Hi, hello everyone. Without wasting any time, let's start. Today we are going to discuss project number second. Now let's make it little advanced. How we are going to do? We are going to take a BCS Gaussian control system. Of course, we have code here. Where? Into your GitHub. From GitHub, what I'm going to do? Of course, we have a project here. What project? Our project is of .NET. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a CI/CD. CI/CD I'm going to create by using Azure pipeline. We are going to set up the Azure pipeline here, how it will be like. I'm going to create the CI/CD. This will be my CI. This will be my CD. This will be my continuous integration pipeline, and this will be my continuous delivery pipeline. Then what will be my requisite for CI? My requisite for CI will be I want to generate the artifact. I want to do a process of integration. Of course, we are generating artifact means package of application. Now that here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the agent. In last session, what we used in last videos, what we used, I used Microsoft hosted one. Microsoft hosted one, I have given example. What do you mean by Microsoft hosted agent here? So here we are going to use the self-hosted agent. So what we are going to use, we are going to use the self-hosted agent. Then after configuring the self-hosted agent, this agent I'm going to use for a CI, this hosted agent I'm going to use for the CD also. Continuous integration also, continuous deployment also. And then I'm going to create the task according to the project we are going to configure the task. But if you are creating self-hosted agent, now whenever you are creating, now what we are doing here, we are learning about Azure DevOps. Azure is from Microsoft, but what we are doing, I'm using cross cloud thing here. Cross cloud thing means I'm using EC2. EC2 is from Microsoft. So what I'm doing here, I'm using EC2 here. EC2 means I will convert this EC2 as an agent. I will configure this EC2 as an agent, and I will run pipeline on this agent here. Prerequisite is, what is the prerequisite? You need to create one EC2. Of course, we need to have a AWS account, and we need to have Azure DevOps account. How to create Azure DevOps account? You need to go to dev.azure.com. Please go to dev.azure.com. If you go to dev.azure.com, means automatically what will do? You need to go to dev.azure.com here. It's free. You don't need to add any credit card detail or debit card detail. But we are going to deploy application. What we are going to do, we are going to use the CD platform is app services. We are going to deploy our application into app services. App services is what? This is one of the services. This is one of the service we have in our Azure. So this is one of the service we have under Azure. This apps under app services, we will have a web app where we are going to put our application for the end user. But this will be from the Azure cloud. So but this will be from the Azure cloud. So this will be from the Azure cloud. Now see what we are doing here. I'm creating one self-hosted agent, and that I'll create on AWS. And what I'll do, I'll create the deployment platform app services. In this app services, this is one of the service of Azure. We are going to use one of the service of Azure. Here we are going to deploy our application here by using Microsoft hosted agent. Now let's understand inside. So let's understand how we are going to. So you need to go to the, of course, just go to the dev.azure.com here. Need to go to the dev.azure.com. As I said, please create one account here. It's very easy, not very difficult to create account here. dev.azure.com. So I'm creating one project here. What project I'm creating? This is my .NET project here. I'm creating .NET project, but for Microsoft hosted agent. Not Microsoft hosted. I'm creating for the self-hosted agent here. Let's create for the self-hosted agent, but let's keep it D. Naming convention will be very, very important. So I'm keeping public and private I'm keeping this private. So now my project will be created. As my project will be created, what is my next thing here? I need a pipeline. I need to create a pipeline. I'm creating pipeline here, create a pipeline. I need to now see, I'm using two way of building the pipeline under Azure DevOps, either by using YAML or either by using classic editor. You might ask me what in a real scenario within the industry, whether we are going to use the classic editor or whether we are going to use the YAML pipeline. See, this will be entirely upon scenario to scenario. In some cases, you need to use the classic editor. In some cases, you need to use the YAML. So, because scenario will not be only one. Project integration, troubleshooting, this will be quite a huge actually. That I'll discuss some days. So means we need to be familiar with each and everything. So today we are going to get into classic editor. In the future, I'll show you how to create the pipeline by using YAML. Very easy, not very difficult. I'm going to GitHub. Why I'm going to GitHub? My project lies in GitHub. So if my project lies in GitHub, whenever you need to interact to third party tool other than Azure DevOps. What is Azure DevOps? This is called Azure DevOps. So whatever you see other than this, if you need to integrate, if you need to talk to third party tool, you need to build the service connection. Service connection is one way of interacting to that particular tool. So I'm building service connection. There are two ways of building the service connection. Either you add a PAT personal access token of that particular tool here in our GitHub. This is scenario type specific for GitHub. If you want to build a service connection with GitHub, you have to add a PAT. Otherwise, authenticate here. What is this? This is my. So what is this? This is my. I'm just writing. This is my DevOps to Git here. I already have this, but it's okay. I'm using DevOps to Git here. I'm just big fan of writing some number. I'm writing some 555. This is my service connection. Authorizing. In your case, it will show you. So here you have to enter the detail of your username and password of what? This GitHub here. So it will give you authentication here. Now GitHub detail you have to enter. In my case, it's not asking because I'm using quite frequently here. I'm using for my own office work as well. So that's why it's not giving me that. So I get into the repository section. I have a project here. I'll share URL of this repository. So you can fork this repository. So please cross check your branch, which branch you are in. You need to cross check your branch if you want to build something, because we are going to might be working on multiple branch. If you are working on a multiple branch, in this case, what will be the case? In this case, you need to check which branch you want to build. Templates, what templates we are taking? We are taking templates for the .NET. We are building .NET based project. So that's why I'm building a template of .NET. Just write the name here. What name you are? Just write the name here. What is my name? Name is .NET project. This is our name is .NET project here. This is our .NET project. And what we are taking, we are not taking Microsoft hosted. We are creating self-hosted one. Let's create a self-hosted one. Go to AWS, create one server there. I'm just creating on yeah. No need to create account. I already have existing account here. Sign in. So of course I'll go to the EC2 here. I'll create. Now you can compare. You can go to the old video. You can see that old video and you can see that. So what you can see the difference between Microsoft hosted and self-hosted one. So you'll get a fair bit of idea. DevOps is nothing but small task. You have to perform small task. People are saying, can you give me real end application deployment? Not possible, guys. That real end application deployment will be very huge. If you're working on a production server, that will be $1 million. Not possible to create this much big environment here. So whatever people are saying, yeah, task can be real end, like small tasks. Suppose you need to configure the Microsoft hosted agent, that you need to know how to configure the Microsoft hosted agent. A small task you need to perform. You need to know how to perform the small task. So like this, what I'm taking here, key pair. I'm creating a key pair equal to agent key. Creating a key equal to agent key here. After creating an agent key here, so PAM here, just copy and paste. Your key will be downloaded here somewhere here. Not changing other configuration, but let me, it was hanging somewhere. Why it's going? Let me change this again. Yeah, this got. My agent server. As I'm going to the agent server, I'll just scroll down here. I'll go to the Ubuntu here. Yeah. My internet is good to 100 Mbps, but still. is very slow. Yeah. So then what I'm doing here, I'm creating a key. I think we created a key just now, agent key. Yeah. Let me create another key. Creating another key, agent key for class. Just creating one normal key here. After creating a key here, I'm not changing anything else other than this. I'm just launching the instance here. This I should have done before, but it's okay. Using 22 point, this agent server I'm creating like this. So then what will be my next target? What I want to do? I want to create one self-hosted agent here. To create self-hosted agent, you can create self-hosted agent on a project setting, means on a project level and organization level too. And I'll recommend please create on organization level. If you need to use this same agent for other projects in the future, you can use that. So that will be the case. So what I'm doing here, I'm going to the agent pool here. I'm creating a pool here. Add pool. What pool I'm creating? Pool for the self-hosted agent. Pool name here. I'm creating this for the record. What I'm doing here, I'm just writing this is for the this is for class pool here. I'm creating a class pool 01. I'm writing. I'm a big fan of writing the numbers. This is my class pool 01. I'm creating here for the Microsoft hosted. It will show me something here. Class pool 01. This is my agent pool. Inside agent pool, go to the new agent. You can configure from here too. It will show you how to configure the agent for Windows, Mac OS or Linux. We are going to understand about Linux. Copy this. You can see the guideline here. Guideline is given how you can configure your agent. If you are new beginners, then you can go to this guideline. So what I'm doing here, I have a server ready. I'm connecting that server here. How I'm doing, what I'm doing here, I'm connecting this server to Move. I'm using third-party tool called Move here. So where is my agent key? Okay, like this. Let's connect by other ways. There are many ways of connecting to your server. So people need to familiar with each and every ways. So I'm going to the session here. I'm going with the remote host control B. By default, username for Ubuntu is Ubuntu. If you want to see what is the by default username, you can go to the connect. You just see here in the bottom. By default is Ubuntu. If you want to customize, you can customize. It's not mandatory to use the same. If you want to use the same, you can use the same. Attach your key. This is one of the way to connect to your machine. What is the other way? You can do SSH also, right? I think many people knows how to connect through the SSH, but understand this way also. People need to familiar. If you want to increase the font size in Move Control plus CTRL plus, done. First job, sudo apt update. Update your server. That will be your first job. Whenever you are creating any server, please update your server. First and foremost priority here. Then second thing, what we need to do here, I'll show you people some error here. I want you people to see the error here, so you'll understand here. So I have here, now let's convert this as an agent. So what I'm doing, I'm creating one directory, mkdir, my agent. I'm creating one directory called my agent. If I do ls, it will give me the list of that directory. I'm going inside that directory. How to go? My agent cd. Going here. I don't have any file or folder here. ll will give me long list of file and folder, it will, or hidden file and folder. There is nothing here. So what I'm doing, I'm doing wget. If you want to install third-party packages, if you want to install some sort of packages, use wget. So wget, just copy this URL here. Please cross check here whether you are configuring for Linux, Mac or Windows. Just do a right click here, paste. Zipped file will be downloaded here. Extract, how to extract? Command is star xv zf. So I'm doing xvzf here. Just double click on that. Done. Your agent. So now some file or folder. Now see what is, you can see here. Now these are the file and folder which will convert this. Because of this file and folder, our EC2 will become agent, but we need to configure that first. If you want to delete, you can delete this one too. If not required, what you can do here, rm-rf here, you can delete. If you want to delete, this is optional thing you can do. LL. Two file will be very, very important, config.sh and run.sh. What config.sh will do, with config.sh, we will be able to configure our agent. Where? In our EC2. Now SS means shell script. Shell script is written to convert this as agents like this. I'm getting into enter here. He's asking me to enter the server URL. Please go here and copy the server URL. But before organization, you need to copy before organization. Don't copy after this. But copy till from this to this. Only organization. Copy the organization like this. Done. He's asking me authentication type here. We need to add a PAT, personal access token. Adding personal access token will be very, very important here. Now see, one more thing what we need to understand from here. Whenever you are creating one PAT here, so what I'm creating, this is my class token. I'm writing some number, class token here. So what sorts of access you are giving? So I'm giving a full access, but usually you need to give a customized access according to the task. Whatever the task we are going to perform within the organization, we are not going to never ever going to give a full access for anything, right? So please copy this, otherwise this will go out from here. As soon as I'll refresh or restart, this will go out from here, because this is one type of credential which we need to store and which we should hide from other people's. So this is what. Enter the agent pool here. What was our agent pool? Our agent pool was, I forgot the agent pool name. So if you forgot the agent pool name, what you can do, you can go to this. So it was some, yeah, where you can go. You can go to the agent pool here. After going to the agent pool here, you can go to some, yeah, this was my agent here, class pool 01 here. So what I'm doing, class pool 01. Otherwise, if you're not entering the agent pool name here, by default, this agent will be created in the default here. Now see, will be created in the default here. See, if I go here, I don't have any agent here now. See, if I go here, I don't have any agent as of now. So what I'll do, as soon as I'll write the name here, what I'm writing, this is my class agent. I'm writing this relevant name. And this is my, what I'm doing here, I'm writing a class agent. This is my class agent. As I'm writing this class agent here. So what will be the case? Now see, this will come here. But this is offline. Offline agent is of no use. So we need to convert. Now he's asking me to enter the work folder. Work folder means this in this within this EC2 work folder will be created. Exactly where? Exactly where this PWD. Now where this work folder will be created here. If I do ls here, somewhere here it will be. So if I do ll here, so work folder will be created. If I means where it will be created, it will be created with here. So this work directory folder will be created. Each and everything will be here. Now this is done. Second thing, what we need to do, we need to convert this agent online. Now how to do? Let's run another shell script. Run.sh /run.sh. Done. Now this will start. Now our agent will become online. Our agent will become online here. Let's start the process now. What we need to do, this is for self-hosted agent. Just go to the pipeline here, service connection. We already built it. Create a pipeline. Go to the classic editor section here. Go to the GitHub, whatever the service connection you have. This is our service connection. From this, we will be able to, service connection means what? If you need to talk to third-party tool other than Azure DevOps, we need a service connection to interact. So I'm taking a template of ASP.NET Core, and this template will depend upon language to language, build to build. Here we need to sit down with the developer. We need to ask him here. So what sorts of build language used? This information we need from this. I'm writing, what is this? This is for a .NET project for a self-hosted agent. Okay, let's keep it like this. So I'm changing the agent pipeline here. What I'm taking a 7 agent pool here. Don't change anything. What is this parameter states? This parameter state star. Anywhere in your pipeline, if you see the CS proj, not in a pipeline, anywhere in your project, if you see a CS proj here, CS proj is a extension for .NET projects actually. So this is .NET extension here. So it will automatically fetch from that and it will run the parameter, whatever the respective parameter we want to run. So this is what we need to understand. Then what we are doing a build job here. What we are doing, we are generating artifact. What do you mean by artifact? Complete package of application. We are generating complete package of application by using self-hosted agent like this. And these parameter I'm not touching. These are existing parameter here. Existing parameter means this is, you can change here. It's not like you cannot change, restore, build. What I'm doing a test publish. This by default is taken from my project. So you can change if you want to change. A simple thing like this. Just do a save and queue, or save and queue. It will run. So now, as I told you people, I'm going to show you people error. So in yesterday's session, what I did in last class, in last videos, last video what I did, I built in my project like this. I was able to get the artifact. But let's see here what will be the case here. I'm checking whether I have taken 24 or 22. I have taken 22, 1 to 22. Okay, please take 1 to 22 here. Now like this, it's listening a job here. Now your pipeline will run. Your pipeline will run. What is saying here? Queued. We need to cross check whether our agent is online or not. Yeah, agent is online. How to check? Otherwise, there is other way also to check. Agent, we can go to the project setting too. We can go to the agent pool too. And in agent pool, we can get into this. This will show us agent. This is offline here. Okay. Please cross check here. If your agent is offline, your pipeline will not run. So what is the command here? Run.sh. Just run your agent. It was showing listening the job. So please cross check. If your agent is not online, means it will not run the pipeline. It will not run the pipeline here. Yeah, showing listening to the job. It should not give me error. Seven agent pool. Okay, this is different agent actually. Not a seven agent pool. This is class pool 01. Yeah. This is online. Agent is online. It should not give me bugs. This is listening my job. If this is listening my job, then what I need to do to go to the pipeline, I need to check what is the problem in my pipeline. How I can check? There is no problem in my pipeline. I'm 1000% sure. Seven. Okay, very good. I'm taking seven agent pool. Actually, my agent pool is class 01. I'm sorry, apology. So what is my agent is a class pool 01, right? I'm using another agent. Of course, I'll get bugs. Why I'll get bugs here? Because my agent will not be online and my agent will not be able to build. This is online here. Now it's running the job. He's running the job. This is what we need to notice. I was thinking something else actually. So now it will run, but we will get a build failure here. Why we will get a build failure intentionally? I'm showing this why we will get a build failure here. Initial like this. Check out. Of course, our repository will be attached because our service connection are okay, but this will not be built. So during interviews, what people will ask you, what are the bugs, what are the problem you'll face, what are the troubleshooting things you have done. You can add these small things in your resume. There will not be big troubleshooting you are going to perform. You are going to perform small tasks. Those tasks you have to enter in your resume. You have to enter in some ppt, you have to write in some ppts or somewhere, so you can read out what are the possible error it can be. So you need to understand like this. From here we are getting this error because we are building this on where, on an agent called ec2. On this agent, what we have done, we have installed only agent, whatever language. Now see, I'm talking to some Telugu person, he'll speak Telugu. I'm talking to some Kannada person, he'll speak Kannada. I'm talking to some French, he'll speak French. If you try to speak other language, will he understand? He will not understand that language, right? Because he knows only that language. So this project, we built it from the .NET. If we are not installing the language in our agent, so how he will understand what you are talking, what you are saying here? You need to make him understand. Suppose we have a Java related project, we have to install Java. We have a .NET related project, we need to install a .NET. According to that, this we have to do. So what we are doing here, I'm going to the, so what, going to the .NET install for, I think it was for 22 point something. Yeah. Please cross check your server. Cross check your server. According to that, you need to install this. And build is .NET 6. I built it this by my own. So I know this .NET 6. What you need to do, you just need to go here. Just copy and paste from here. Okay. Microsoft, right click and paste. Configure, done. It will take some time to install .NET. We need to install .NET in our agent server. That's why he's not able to build, because he's not understanding what I'm trying to guide him, what I'm trying to say to him. He's not getting my commands. So like this, it will take some time. Yeah. Okay. Let's set up the runtime here. Then let's copy another. Okay, let's do this one. This is not required, but it's up now. Okay. That's okay. apt installed on it. I think it's already installed. Apt-get package manager. So what I'm doing here, .NET hyphen version here, it should be up. Okay, let's run your agent, run.sh. Let's configure now. Agent has to be online. It was offline. I think it must be offline. If this is this thing here. Now what I'm doing here, I'm going to the pipeline section. After going to the pipeline section, familiarity with the dashboard will be very important. Where to go, what to configure, what not to configure, like this. So what I'm doing here, using the same, I'm just doing a queue here, or otherwise like this I can run also. So there is other way also. So what are the other ways? Familiarity with the dashboard. I'll go to the pipeline here. It'll show me some failed job. Yeah, this is my failed job. I can run the pipeline from here also. I can run this failed job from here. There are many ways. So you have to understand all those. Our project will be built, and what we are going to get in the end, artifact package of application we are going to generate here. So from here, he's showing me this was your previous attempt. If you want to see the attempt, what it got failed, you can see from here, your built job was failed. Now it will build. Now it will, he will understand our French, German, Mexican. He'll understand our language now because we have configured .NET in our agent. And the second thing, here we need to have a proper conversation with the developer, because we need to ask him a built language. So there will be a proper meeting type of thing here for our build. So I'm doing this one of the task, very small task here in our end environment. But whenever you are going to work within the industry, it will be very huge actually. These things, this scenario case is very huge. But coming to a troubleshooting time, suppose you are getting some error bugs tomorrow. Suppose you have existing pipeline here, you are getting some sort of bugs here, so you can understand what will be the error there. So how you are getting that, how you need to fix. So I'm going to the release part here. After going to the release part, I'm going to new pipeline here. I'm creating a release here. My first priority will be, okay, we are deploying into app service deployment. We are deploying into the app service. What we are doing here, app service, I'm writing app service here. We are using app service. And other than this, I'm adding artifact from the pipeline. Just now we created artifact from the pipeline here, self-hosted agent. I'm not digging more, just showing you people, you need to be familiar with the dashboard. Slowly, I'll show you people high-end what high-end things is. Now see, we need to talk to Azure. Now see, we want to deploy application into our Azure environment, but we don't have any application there. We don't have any app services, means we don't have any PaaS, platform as a service there. This comes under PaaS, platform as a service. Usually what we need to do, please understand the scenario of this thing. Usually what we need to do, we need infrastructure, complete infrastructure to be created if I want to deploy this application into some environment. What this cloud provider is doing, who? Azure. Azure is giving one of the service here. What the service is? App service. What this service is saying, okay, you no need to create infrastructure from the scratch, so I'll give you platform. Is what they did, they gave us platform here to create the infra, and in that infra directly you can put your application. Of course they'll charge some money for that. They are providing services, means they'll charge some money for that. This is what we need to understand. I'm creating one resource group. Within the resource, all the resources of the Azure DevOps, Azure web app will be created. Name has to be unique because DNS will be assigned to this uh class project for app. Okay, let's keep it like this. Okay, let's keep this. What code you are deploying here? Now see what you can deploy here. You can deploy the container, you can deploy the static web app as well. So you can use now what it's port, .NET, Java, PHP, Python, Node, different version. We need to know the different version here. Which region you want to host, whether you want to keep for Windows or Linux environment, you can choose. You can keep the region East US, Central Canada, Central India. Which region you want to host. Zone redundancy here, it will be redundant between different zones here. If you want to configure the database for your application, you can configure, and which will be configured SQL Azure will be not available for your selection in the subscription and location. Okay, it's not giving me this region here. Let's go out from US then. I am staying within Central India. Let's stay in the Central India region then. Keeping in Central India like this. Let's see whether this is available for me or not. Let's see whether this is available for me or not in this region. Yeah, it's me. This will depend upon subscription to subscription entirely, and what type of machine you are taking. You can change your machine. You can see your application, what sorts of application you have, how much workload you have for your application. According to that, we can change. Continuous deployment, I'm not configuring from here because I'm creating CI CD. I'll configure from there. Networking, of course, enabling for public access or private access. If you are enabling this for the private one, of course, one private one endpoint will be generated. Of course, you need to connect through the virtual network. That is different ways. As I said, DevOps is a combination of small tasks. But people are seeking, okay, can you give me one insider of complete application? That is not possible, guys. Infrastructure will be very huge. Don't get misguided by the people. Nobody can create that infrastructure. So whatever people are earning in YouTube, actually, they just need to put for whatever the entire money they earned till now here in your YouTube environment, they need to put full money for that infrastructure creation. Still that won't be enough. So that much infrastructure will be very huge infrastructure. Of course, depend upon scenario to scenario too. So means what to understand, DevOps is a combination of small tasks. Build a list of small tasks what you knows and present yourself. I know about this, I was doing this, I'm doing this. So deployment is in a progress. So what we are creating infra. This comes under PaaS, platform as a service. Azure is providing platform where I can deploy the application other than creating deployment platform by our own. I no need to create a deployment platform, means I no need to create infra by my own. Existing infra are here. So like this. So it will take some time and depends upon, yeah. So you can see here, if you want to see how each operation is taking, this is one of the operation, one of the service, which one of the service, mini service, microservice, I can say. These are microservices. What people are saying, what do you mean by microservices? These are also microservices. Small service. One small service will build what? Build this complete application, complete service. This is my complete service. These small services will build me complete service. So many information to pass, but deployment is in progress now. So it will take some time. Depend upon your machine as well. How good your machine are. Yeah, mine is pay as you go. You can create account in Azure, free for 1 month. Valid is free for 1 month. As I said, each and everything is not free. Please understand. People are saying subscription is free for 1 month. Please don't misunderstand this. It's not a right thing here. So what right thing is, um, doesn't come free for 1 month. Subscription is now, see, some of the services are free for 1 month. Those services will be listed free for like 1 month. And if you're using some, there are some paid services as well. There will be some paid services. If you are using those paid services, for that, what Azure will do, Azure will give you one 200 USD, 200 USD, and he will deduct money from this 200 USD. See, you are using some paid service. If you are using some paid services, means from this 200 USD, your money will be deducted. You no need to pay from your pocket. And if your subscription comes under free tier, so until unless you are not going to upgrade this for pay as you go, in that case, they will not charge you single penny like in AWS. What they are doing, they are not giving one proper schemas. Actually, people are still confused which services are paid or which are not. So people think subscription is free for 1 year. It's not true there as well. Please understand, each and everything is not free for 1 year. Some services are free for 1 year. You need to know which services are free for 1 year, which you can use. That you need to understand. Let's get into this now. Let's complete. So what I'm doing, app service here. Let's set up service connection here. Again, this is also, we need to set up service connection. Why? Because Azure DevOps, Azure, this is also a third party. Now see, I already have existing one. Let's authorize. I'm using a pay as you go. Please cross check your, how to cross check. You check subscription from here. Okay, it's giving me like this. It'll send me the code. I can collect code from my mobile phone. So it'll send you code for authorization, whether you are a valid user or not. Okay, I sent it with something, I guess. Yeah, something like 974233. I'll go to the sign in part. As I'll go to the sign in part, I will be able to authenticate my what, like this. You will recognize me now who I am. Now see, Azure service connection. Whenever you are interacting with the third party other than Microsoft Azure, don't think like this is from Microsoft, this is also from Microsoft. So why we need to build the service connection? It's not true. We have to build the service connection. We did for the Linux environment. Don't enter manually any value manually here. It should pop up here. If it's not popping here, there is a problem in your service connection. Please cross check. So what I'm doing, I'm using Microsoft hosted agent called class agent pool 01. Save, just run the pipeline. That's it. Your application will be deployed in your deployment platform. There are many insider here as well. So I'm just showing you a simple way of doing the things. Slowly I'll make complicated, and slowly I'll make little higher end for you people so you can understand here. First job will be artifact will be downloaded from where? From your build section. It's not mandatory to attach from the build section also too, that I'll show in the future. But understand, first your artifact will be downloaded from the build as per our condition, as per our pipeline. Then it will be deployed in our respective environment, whatever the respective environment are. Done. I think it will not take more time. It's a small thing. Self-hosted agent. But what is the insider from this project here? Insider is, now see, we are building on a self-hosted agent here. That is the insider here. So what configuration you require to set up the build or release here, that we need to understand where into your agent. And what is the other takeaway? We are using cross cloud platform. We are using AWS and Azure as well, and different cloud platform here. Package deployment using zip deployment initiated here. Successfully deployed the package here. I think we should be able to. Here, this is our dashboard of our this app service here. You can see domain is assigned here. Domain is by default assigned here. Depend upon your configuration, what configuration you have done. Loading the deployment here. Still, it's loading the deployment here. Let's see. So like this, what we are doing, we are running this job on a agent. Successfully deployed. But let me refresh. It's not showing. Sometime it will hang. Please understand, sometime it will hang, and don't forget to refresh. We are discussing, we are dealing with the geographical user interface. Sometime it can give something like this. And sometime if you are configuring correctly also, there will be bugs here. Okay, don't underestimate means, don't stress yourself, you're getting bugs or vulnerability. And one more thing, how to troubleshoot from the bugs. You need to cross check your bugs or error, copy paste that, send this to the Guruji, Google, and see the Stack Overflow there. After seeing the Stack Overflow, you can solve that bugs also. Now, hello world plus plus plus, short and simple, not very difficult. How to create a CI/CD continuous? See, this is a manual method, manual way. But how to do an integration now? In the future or for the future, and just need to add it, actually not like this. Familiarity with the dashboard, as I said, edit. I'm enabling the trigger. As soon as I will make some changes here, automatically this, please save these changes for the continuous integration, and please save this for the continuous build. I'll go here. I'll go to my build job here. After going to the build job, not here actually, I need to go to here. Just go to here, edit the pipeline, enable the trigger. That's it. You can customize the trigger. See, in end to end, what we need to do, we need to customize the trigger. Trigger means as soon as developer will make the changes, automatically this will build, automatically it will be deployed to the respective environment. Please understand, we are not going to build immediately or every day. We are going to build once in a week or once in a month, depend upon your project, what sorts of project you have. This is scenario based here, but here I am enabling like this. Usually we are not going to enable, usually we are going to schedule, definitely we are going to schedule. So please don't misunderstand from here. So if I enable this one here, means what I'm doing, I'm making the code changes now. Where I'm going to the Azure demo app here, tab here. Then I'm going to the view section, where I'm going, how I'm making changes. Please notice home, indexed CS HTML. So in place of hello world, what I'm doing, I'm editing this DevOps is a combination of small tasks. So please understand that I'm going to trigger. So please understand, small tasks, small tasks. Don't think like you need to perform very huge thing. Within the industry, your job role will be very small. So you have to perform that respective task related to you. Those combination of tasks might be whatever I'm showing today. So you no need to perform very huge task. Okay, so like this. So what will be there? Now see, build job. It will build automatically, that change will be set it up. And if you want to explore, you can explore now. You got an idea how things works here now. Linux environment, which one here? Like this. So it will take some time. Automatically, this is getting built in here. Where into our agent here. One takeaway, we need to keep this agent running, otherwise your pipeline will not run. It will publish the artifact. One more thing, listen carefully. Whatever I'm saying here will be important. Will be very helpful for you people. After build, automatically release will be set it up, because we have enabled the triggered. As I said, we are going to enable this once in a week, once in a month, or not once in a year. That much we are not going to do. So this much we are not going to do. So like this means we are not going to enable this on a daily or day out basis. Automatically release started. It will not take more time. Approximately 1 minute, I guess. Yeah. 8 seconds. What are the interview question can be? How you configure the Microsoft hosted agent? What do you mean by service connection? What do you mean by third party tool here? What do you mean by task here? Then this question will arise. What do you mean by task here? What do you mean by trigger? How you enable the trigger here? Then what do you mean by Microsoft hosted agent, and what do you mean by self-hosted agent? How to configure the Microsoft hosted agent? Is it possible to create Microsoft hosted agent on a cross cloud platform? So these are some of the questions you can expect. There are hundreds of more questions. Let's understand this much, whatever we are learning today. Now, this is what we are going to do. This is a building a web app for this. If your UI user interface is good, if we have this proper UI user interface, means of course we will get different results here. So that's it for today. Take care, everyone.